She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this episode of Bonnet Talk, we will be talking about anxiety and depression. I have some tips written down for you guys from experience because I suffer with diagnosed anxiety, which can lead to depression. So yeah, and I am in my comfy today with my hood on, but don't worry, I still have my bonnet on. But I just wanted to be comfy, and if I sound like stuffily and snuggly throughout the whole video, my allergies are really bad and I am very stuffy. So yeah, here we go. Hi, editing Nala here again. I meant to say tips on getting out of the slump of anxiety and depression. So yeah, hopefully you know what I meant. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to pray/journal. I am religious, I am a Christian, so like I pray a lot and like I read my Bible and stuff to help me through when I'm going through a really tough time, which can be hard as well. And I also journal, so I do both. And when I journal, I don't follow a prompt. I talk to my journal like it's a friend. And I just tell my journal what I do today or what I did today. And I tell my journal how I felt that day and what made me feel that way. And like maybe like what I could do to like change it or how I can cope with it. So yeah. And that leads into the next tip that I have for you guys is talking to friends/family, because we tend to hold a lot of stuff in, and it's not good to hold stuff in all the time because it can build up and like burst out, and you don't want it to burst out on the wrong person and then like make a whole mess and say stuff out of anger that you'll regret, and it's just not good. So like talking to someone really helps. Like just sitting down, have like one good conversation. It can lead to an hour, it can lead to 2 hours, but sometimes like people gotta know what you're going through, because like if they don't know, then how would they help? You need a support system for when you're struggling very mentally. So yeah. Next tip of advice that I have for you all is hobbies. So like cooking, cleaning, anything. Like me, I read, I write, and I've started up cooking as well. And I'm also kind of doing this channel as a hobby. Like I like filming videos and I like talking to you all, and it gives me something to do so I'm not in my head every day and like the thoughts just go crazy. So yeah, hobbies can be really fun. And you can do anything. Like you could literally just Google hobbies and it'll be great. So next tip is exercising. Easier said than done, especially coming from me. I try to work out like for 3 to 5 times a week. And what I do, I make it fun. So I do dance workouts, mostly dance workouts, and sometimes I do like certain body workouts. And genuinely, I do feel a difference if I worked out all week, or even if I worked out for like 3 or 2 days out of the week compared to when I not work out at all. Like my serotonin levels are higher, and you can find anything like to work out. You can walk, like you can literally do anything, ride a bike. You don't have to do like your typical workouts to like get it. Like you can literally swim, run, anything. Like you can find anything to be active, and it's very fun and it will be very beneficial. So yeah. Next tip I have is listening to music. I can not live without music. Music literally saves me. Like music is like really, it's so good. It's so versatile. So like whatever you're going through, there's a song and there's a music video to it, and you can like just let it out through music. Even if it's crying, screaming, belting, it's all through music. And like it's really fun. And music just does something to your soul that is very like chef's kiss. For tip number 6, or the next tip, I have listening to a podcast / watching YouTube. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Emma Chamberlain's podcast. I listen to Ava Jewell's podcast. And I listen to like Christian creator podcasts. So like whatever religion, or if you're not religious, whatever you are, like it's a podcast topic for that. And podcasts are really helpful because there are a lot of people who go through the same thing as you, and they have like different experiences with it mentally, and they talk about it, and it's really helpful. So I love a good podcast when I'm like doing stuff, because I can't just sit down and watch a podcast. Maybe like if there's a video, I'll watch it like just sitting down, but like podcasts are very helpful and I love them. Also the same with YouTube, but a lot of people post their podcasts on YouTube or Spotify. I love Spotify so much. So yeah. Hey, Editing Nella here again. I forgot to mention when I said in my tip watching YouTube, I was going to do a plug to the triplets, the Stern Yellow triplets. Y'all watch them. They are very funny and they help a lot when I'm struggling because they make me laugh all the time. So watch them, love them. Mwah. Next tip that I have is sleeping / rest. A lot can change with a good snack and a nap. Like, we take sleeping for granted. There's so many studies out here that like so much damage can happen to our bodies if we don't sleep for a long period of time. Like our brain starts eating itself, and it can cause your body to stress. It can make you sick if you don't sleep a lot. Like you'll be sick all the time because your immune system doesn't have time to work because you're always gonna go. But sleeping is very important and you need to sleep. But sleeping is also very much easier said than done when you have anxiety or depression because your brain will not shut up. But that's where melatonin comes into play. Take melatonin before you go to bed and it be working. I don't take it every day, but I used to. Don't take it every day because like long-term effects can happen to that, like cognitive issues. So just be careful with melatonin, but like here and there, take a couple gummies. It'll get the job done. Next tip that I have is read a book. That kind of goes into hobbies as well, but reading is very, very helpful in many ways. It's like you have to exercise your muscles and exercise your body. You have to exercise your brain as well. So reading is very helpful. I love reading, and it's a topic and it's a genre for everyone. There's endless genres out here. Personally, my favorite genre is romance. So I love a good romance novel. I'm trying to get more into thriller too, which I don't know why because I'm very scared. Like, everything scares me. But I'm trying to get more into like thriller and maybe like sci-fi. I might try that too. Or fantasy, whatever you want to call it. But reading is very fun and it can help you in many ways. It can help your grammar and it can help your speed. I read so fast now. Like I could literally finish a book in a day if I really wanted to. I think I have, but the latest that I will go without reading a book is literally a week. Like fast as a day. So I love reading, and it's like sometimes the books start off slow, but once you get into it, it's so hard to put it down if it's a really good book. And just read, y'all. Reading is fun. Don't take it for granted. Next tip that I have is like spa days / self-care days. One second. I got coffee, so. But yeah, spa days / self-care days. Like my roommate at school, she encouraged me to do self-care days, and like it's literally spend a day to yourself. Like don't talk to anyone if you can. Turn off all your phones, all your devices. Like just turn off everything and just take the day for you. You can literally like watch TV, go to the movies, do something for you that whole entire day, because this 24 hours, like you ain't gonna miss nothing in 24 hours that detrimental, hopefully. But yeah, just take some time for you because you deserve it as well. And like, even if you can't do a whole day, do an hour, even 30 minutes. Like if it's a shower, take some extra time in the shower, and like do a little face mask. Do something that will benefit you mentally and physically. Because they can't work without each other. You have to be mentally strong to be physically strong, and vice versa. So yeah. What I have is therapy. Therapy is so important to me personally, but it's really complicated. But once you find a good therapist, I wish the process wasn't so hard to find one, but once you find a good therapist, and it's hopefully smooth sailing for like at least the first couple months, because like having someone that don't know you personally and is designed and studied and trained to do this as a profession is really helpful. Like it's so good to talk to people. Like it's just so good to let it out, and like they actually give you tips and tricks and exercises professionally, so it can help you on a deeper level. So yeah, therapy is really important as well, and it's okay. Like when I first started therapy, it took me a while to get used to it, because I'm like, dang, like I had like that stigma, like, oh my gosh, like I'm crazy, I need to go to therapy. Like I don't want people to think I'm crazy, but don't care what people think about you. And like, if you need that extra help, get that extra help, because they're going to be regretting it more if, like, God forbid, you're gone. So like, get therapy, get help. It's really, really important. Next tip that I have is take a break. Like, I just ended my junior year of college in May. So it's been really hard, because like I'm always stressed and I'm always working at school, working. And then it's like, it came to a halt once I came home for the summer, and I'm just like, I tried to jump into something and apply for like all these summer jobs, but no one like hired me or got back to me, or if they did get back to me, they was like, sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like, so I'm just taking it as a sign to like take a break. Like I literally work half the year nonstop, and like you need to take a break, y'all. Like take a break, sleep, calm down. And it's very much easier said than done, but once you like take a break and you rest, you won't regret it. The tip that I have is feel the fear and do it anyway. My theater teacher, she always said this to us before like we performed, and before we performed, or before we did anything, like to get into character to perform. And that really stuck with me, because since I deal with anxiety, it's like you couldn't imagine going on stage and performing, which is really crazy to me, how like this is my profession. That's why I always say that profession chose me, I didn't choose it. And like before I go on stage, I'm like so nervous, I shaking, like freaking out, but I always think in the back of my head, like, feel the fear and do it anyway, because that's the good thing with theater. Like you can have every emotion but put it into that character. So like you can put fear into that character and just use it for your benefit. Or like that's for anything. Like feel that fear and just do it, because the fear will pass once you do it. And if the fear doesn't pass when you do it, you won't regret doing it if it's something good and for your benefit. So feel the fear and do it anyway. Next tip I have is anxiety lies. Like our brains tend to go to the worst scenario ever, and it always goes to the negative things first. Especially if you have like a realistic mind as well. Like, is a difference between being realistic and being pessimistic, or being scared. Anxiety lies. Like, if something bad happens, it's probably not going to be as bad as your brain think it is, or if something bad won't happen at all. Anxiety lies. Anxiety wants us to just be in a ball, crippled and weak, and winning and sucking the life out of you. So don't listen to your anxiety. It is literally such a liar. So tip I have is clean the house. Like if you clean, it's fun too. It's relaxing. If you don't like cleaning, it's still fun. Like, I don't know, just like clean the house. Like do something to distract your mind and put on some music, put on those gloves, and get the scrubbing. It's like so fun. Like, I like cleaning, so yeah. Tip that I have is focus on the little things. Like, it's so much stuff out here. It's so much stuff in this world. And one of my therapists told me, she was like, just focus on the little things. Like, if you're eating, focus on the taste. Like, when you're chewing the food, focus on how it tastes, focus on the texture. It might be kind of hard if you're like a texture person, but like, that's besides the point. Like, just focus on the texture. If you're cleaning, focus on the smell of the cleaning products. Focus on the surface you're like cleaning. If you're doing anything, just focus on that. And it forces your mind to like stop going crazy and like just focus on that. But don't hyper focus on it either. Just like, you have to be careful between that lining. But like, focusing on little things, very helpful. Like, I'm such a like, look at the sky, look at the moon type of girl. Like, even that, like, take a minute to appreciate like the world that we were given, because who knows how much longer we'll have it with all this natural disasters happening. So like, the world is such a beautiful place, and just take a minute to get off your phones and just look at the beautifulness we were blessed with of this world. Like, who knows how much longer we'll be here. We live on a floating rock, y'all. So take time to appreciate the gift we were given. So next tip that I have is help others. When you help others, it's also helpful to you. Like, you have, like, of course, you have to fill yourself up and fill your glass up to pour out into other people. But, like, it's a lot of people that's suffering like you. And like I said, that goes back into, like, to talking to your friends. They might be going through the same thing. And you can help them by giving them tips of how you're going through it. And you guys can just help each other out. It's like, this help other people, because it's very helpful as well. And do it from the kindness of your heart. And don't help people and expect to get stuff in return, because you won't every single time, and that's okay. That's not even should be the reason why you're helping people in the first place. So like, just help other people, and it will help you, trust me. Next tip that I have is don't be too hard on yourself. Like, do not be too hard on yourself. You're only human. You can only do so much. Like, just relax and breeze through it. Like, when I first got to school, I always was hard on myself when I didn't get an A. I haven't got straight A's. Well, I think I got straight A's one of my semesters, but out of my whole 3 years going into my fourth, I haven't got straight A's. And that used to be so hurtful, and I used to be so hurt because I put all of my validation in academics. And once I start realizing that I'm so much more than academics, and I have so much more to do other than classes when you're at college. Like, yes, we're there for the classes, but there's so much stuff we have to do other than study all the time, which I don't understand why these professors expect us to, like, oh, you need like to study 9 hours out of the whole day, each class. That's impossible. We only have 24 hours of the day, and we gotta cook, we gotta clean, we gotta eat, and we gotta take care of ourselves, and we have to sleep. So of course, like, to the people who get straight A's, kudos to you. But if you don't get straight A's, or if you like don't work all the time, it's okay. Like, don't be so hard on yourself, because it's 1,001 things, even 1,000,001 things that we have to do. So like, we ain't gonna be able to do everything. So like, just be like, give yourself some grace. You're human. Like, you're not invincible. Next tip that I have, and I think this is a very, very, very important tip, is to speak positively. When you speak out loud, try your best to speak positively, because you'll get positivity back. Like, I used to speak negatively not all the time. I will say that I'm a pretty optimistic / like positive person, but like, I speak negative and I complain a lot, which isn't a good thing. But like, I complain so much, and when I feel myself complaining or ranting, I get negative energy. But when I speak positive, or like, not hold it in, but like, don't speak negative, or like, if I have to say something negative, say it in a positive way. positivity and peace comes my way. So like, be careful for what you speak, like, because eventually if you're like, oh, I'm nothing, I'm stupid, I'm so annoying, eventually your friends will see you that way, and the people you care about will see you that way, and you will come that way. So, but if you say, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, you will start to believe it, and people will start to believe it. So be careful what you say out of your mouth, because your tongue is very powerful, and it can cause death or cause life. So be careful what you say, y'all. Next tip, I said, let it out. Like, just let it out. Like, go somewhere alone. If you're home alone, scream, dance, cry, do whatever you have to do. Crying helps a lot. Like, cry. Just let it out, y'all. Cry. Like, after I cry, I'm okay. Like, I feel like a weight has lifted off my shoulder once I cry or scream and or whatever. This cry is so, let it out. Anyway, you can let it out, let it out. And the last tip that I have for you guys is let it happen. It'll pass. Like, don't try your best not to get stuck in it, but let it happen. Like, if a thought pops up that you don't want, recognize it. It doesn't mean that it's true, but recognize it and let it pass. Let this be in a slump for a little bit, but let it pass. Don't get trapped there, but just let it happen, let it pass, and you'll be okay. At the end of the day, you will be okay. Like, you are so, yeah. We have reached the end of the video. I really hope that this video was helpful. I think like this month is men's mental health awareness month, but every month is mental health awareness month, because we don't decide when mental health issues happen. And I think mental health issues are very important, and I just wanted to end the video with saying that all of you are important. We all need you here. You were put on this earth for a reason, and there's only one you, so take care of you. And the world would be very, very much different without you. Even though you can't see it right now, you were put here for a purpose, and you're put here for a reason. So don't give up and just get help. Get help. Yeah. I don't, unfortunately, right now, I don't have any links or anything to put under my link in the bio, but the suicide hotline number, and I'm pretty sure there's an anxiety hotline, hopefully. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I love you guys so much, and please like, subscribe, and share this video with friends and someone you think who needs it. So I love you guys so much. Bye.
She's a Mona Lisa.